Now I want to explain something in this number base, just like I've been talking before. This is the other cases of number bases where we treat about certain numbers. Sometimes number bases may contain unknowns that will have to be solved. So in this case, you need to use it to solve unknowns. And when solving unknowns, this can lead to other form of equations, just like you can see from the video. Like, let me say, for example, if you are given 134 in base n equals to 54 in base 8. Calculate n. So the n is the unknown. How do you do it? Solution. 134 in base n is equals to 58, 54 in base 8. You apply the rules that we have been applying from the beginning, where you multiply in base 10. You multiply, then you convert them in base 10. They both start in base 10 before looking for the unknown. Now we now say 1. This one here, 1 times n square. This 1 times this n. Now when one multiplies this n, it will count how many number that is remaining. 1, 2. So it will become raised to the power of 2. Plus this 3 times this n again. This 3 times this n. Then after the 3, you count how many number that is remaining. Is only 1, which is this 4. Now n raised to the power of 4 times n raised to the power of 1, because 1 is remaining. Plus this 4 that is here times n. This 4 times n. Then you check how many number that is remaining. There is no number remaining, which is 0. There will become 4 times n raised to the power of 0 is equal to 5 in base 8. In base 8, this base 8 is something as 54 in base 8. You can see write it this way. Now, in base 8, you now say 5 times 8. 5 times 8. After the 8 is only one number that is remaining, which is this 4. And now we now say 5 times 8. This is one number that is remaining, so raise to the power of 1. Plus 4 times 8. Since there is no any other number again, you say raise to the power of 0. But let me tell you, anything raised to the power of 0 is 1. Therefore, for example, we say 1000 raised to the power of 0 is 1. N raised to the power of 0 is 1. 2 raised to the power of 0 is 1. Anything in this world raised to the power of 0 must be equal to 1, and so on and so forth. Now, going back to the equation, we'll now say 1 times n raised to the power of, so n power raised to the power of 2, which is n square, plus 3 times n, because anything raised to the power of 1 is the same thing as that number. So n raised to the power of 1 is the same thing as n, plus anything raised to the power of 0 is 1. Therefore, 4 times 1, that's why we're having 1 here. N raised to the power of 0 is 1. That's why we're having this one here. Equals to 5 times 8. 5 times 8 raised to the power of 1. 8 raised to the power of 1 is 8. You go anything raised to the power of 1 is that same as that number. That is, we mean that anything raised to the power of 1 is same thing as that number. So 2 raised to the power of 1 is 2. 3 raised to the power of 1 is 3. 1000 raised to the power of 1 is 1000, and so on and so forth. So let's continue. Now going to this point, we say, and therefore 1 times n square is n square, plus 3 times n is 3n, plus 4 times 1 is 4, which is equal to this is equal to 5 times 8 is 40, plus this plus here, plus 4 times 1 is 4. Therefore, n squared plus 3n plus 4, you take like terms. You take what? Like terms. That is collecting like terms. Collecting like terms. Now, if you are collecting like terms here, things that are similar, you now shift this one, this 40 and 4 to the right hand side, to the left hand side. When you shift them to the left hand side, the signs change, because 40 is having plus here and 4 is having plus here also. So when they change to this side, it becomes minus. Therefore, n squared plus 3n plus this 4 minus, because 40 is changing to this side, becomes minus 40, and 4 is also coming to this place, also minus 4. Then you equate all of them equal to 0. Therefore, when you now do some mathematics, say n squared. Now we have n squared plus 3m minus 40. Because how do you get it? We say plus 40, plus 4 minus 40 will give us minus 36. We look at what we did here. We say plus 4 minus 40 is equals to minus 36. Therefore, minus 36 minus 4 is equals to minus 40. Yeah, are you getting me? So you understand this rule. This rule is very, very important. We say this is different from when you say minus times minus is equals to plus. It's different. And we have minus minus times plus is equals to minus. But here, when we say minus plus minus is anything as minus. This is plus. It's not talking about this is a kind of minus 2 plus minus 2. It's going to be minus 4. But when I say minus, it's not multiplying. So let's leave this place first. Now, coming to this place back to the equation again, we will now try to give ourselves some some simple issues which is going to help us. We are just normal arithmetic. This is just simple arithmetic where you have plus 4 minus 40. You're going to go minus 36 because 4 is small compared to 40. So the one that is higher is going to take the sign because 44 is small, 40 is larger. The 40 is also bearing negative sign, while 4 is bearing positive sign. Because 40 is larger, the one that is larger is having a negative sign. So it's going to take up the negative sign. Now, that means we're having minus 36. So when we minus 36 minus 40 is going to give us minus 40. Minus 36 minus 4, sorry, we're going to give us minus 40. Just sorry for the little mistakes. Sometimes it happens. Now let us continue. This equation is not how you're going to ask what quadratic equation. This is a quadratic equation. So in quadratic equation, we have to multiply this n square minus 40 because I want to use factorization method. We can use any of the method to solve this problem. We can use formula method, completed square method, or factorization method. But let's use factorization method to complete this problem. Factorization method, you have to multiply this n square multiplied by this. N square multiplied by this is going to give us minus 40 n square. So when you have minus 40 n square, you check for two numbers. When you multiply them, they will give you minus 40 n square. And when you add them, they will give you plus 3n. That it means that when you multiply those two numbers, they will give you minus 40. And when you add them, they will give you plus 3. And we have to test some numbers. We know that minus 8, we know that 8 times 5 is going to give us 40. Now let us say minus 8 times 5 is going to give us minus 40, which is correct. Then let's say minus 8 plus 5 is going to give us minus 3. This is not going to work because here we have plus 3n. We don't have minus 3n. So this one is not going to work. Let's change the signs here again. Changing the signs, we have, let's say, plus 8 times minus 5 will give us minus 40. Then 8 minus 5 is going to give us 3. So this is going to work because here is already 3. So here is minus 40. So we're going to use my plus 8 and minus 5. Now, you see that when you have now 8n times minus 5n, is equals to minus 40n squared. Then 8n minus 5n is going to give us 3n. So these two equations, these two values is going to be the perfect value to substitute into 3n. So anywhere you see 3n, you put these two values. Therefore, coming back to this equation, we now say that n squared plus 3n is minus 40 equals to 0. Therefore, n squared plus 8n. That means we are replacing this 3n with these values here. So 8n minus 5n minus this 40 equals to 0. Then you have to put them in bracket. You have to bracket them. Try to group them so that they will have a defined relationship. Now, therefore, you have n bracket n plus 8n in bracket close. This means that if n times n will give us n squared plus this plus n times 8 will give us 8n minus 5 bracket n plus 8 equals to 0. This simply means that minus 5 times n will give us minus 5n, and minus 5 times plus 8 will give us minus 40. So in this case, we'll now choose, out of these two, we choose one, while n minus 5 will be in bracket on its own. N plus 8 and n plus 8 are the same, so you pick one and equate them to 0. Therefore, we now say n minus 5 is equal to this 0, which is equivalent to n is equals to 0 plus 5, because 0, now 5 is now changing from its position of this place to another position. Now this minus becomes a plus sign. So therefore, n is equals to 5. Or the same thing applicable to this place. We'll now say n plus 8 is equal to 0. Then when you have n changing to this place, 8 having a plus becomes a minus. Then you have n is equals to 0 minus 8. It becomes n is equals to minus 8. But we cannot have a negative value as an answer in this case. So since n is negative 8 here and n is positive 5 here, we are going to use n equals to 5 as our answer. Therefore, the value of n is equals to 5. Thank you very much. I would like you to subscribe. Take a look of this equation again from the beginning and try to ascertain one or two things. As you subscribe, the only thing you can do for us is just to hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and ask questions in the comment section, so that as we are going to be treating more problems on this, you are going to benefit a lot of things from this platform. Thank you very much.